Dear Diary, this morning I looked in the mirror and counted a new wrinkle near my eye. That makes, maybe 142 of them now. Each one a little memory etched in time. But I'll tell you something, Diary. My skin may have wrinkled, but my spirit didn't. I still laugh like a girl, dream like a mother, and stand tall like a woman who's lived. Aging, it's a funny thing. It tiptoes in without warning, then suddenly demands all the attention. One day your joints creak like an old door. Another day your favorite dress fits a little different, and yet the loudest voice, it's still the one inside. That fiery, determined woman who refuses to dim. The mirror isn't a liar, but it doesn't tell the whole story. I used to dread the mirror, not because of vanity, but because I thought it betrayed me. I'd see gray instead of black, folds instead of glow. I used to think, where did she go? That woman I used to be. But now I see differently. I see eyes that have watched generations grow. I see lips that kissed boo-boos and whispered bedtime prayers. I see hands that have held babies and buried loved ones. The mirror tells the truth, but it doesn't always speak the whole truth. Because what it can't show is the strength inside, the willpower it takes to keep showing up. Every wrinkle is a story, not a flaw. Every line is a lesson, not a loss. The day I stopped apologizing for my age. There was a time I would shrink myself in public, speak softer, walk slower, smile more, just to seem sweet and harmless. The world treats older women like they're made of glass or dust, like we should be grateful just to exist quietly. But then one day, I caught myself apologizing for being too old to remember a song lyric, and I stopped. Stopped saying sorry for forgetting. Stopped pretending to be invisible. Stopped letting the word elderly feel like a cage. Now, I wear my age like a badge. I've survived heartache, childbirth, grief, and joy. I've lived through civil rights marches, cassette tapes, and pot roast Sundays. Don't tell me age is a weakness. If anything, it's armor. My body slows down, but my fire doesn't. Some mornings, it takes me longer to stand up than it used to. My knees like to remind me they've been in service for over 70 years. And how they've worked hard, dancing at weddings, running to catch toddlers, climbing church stairs in heels. These days, everything moves a little slower. I walk carefully. I chew thoughtfully. I rest more. But you know what hasn't slowed down? My mind, my sass, my love for a good gospel tune or a hot cup of tea. My dreams don't retire just because my back hurts. My opinions don't soften just because my voice cracks. I may walk slow, but don't mistake that for weakness. It just means I'm soaking it all in. When the world looks through you, sometimes the hardest part of aging isn't the pain or the pills. It's being unseen. I've been talked over, skipped in line, called sweetie by strangers who don't mean it kindly. They don't see a woman with degrees, grandchildren, and stories that could fill books. They just see old. But I see me. I see the little girl in overalls chasing dragonflies, the young wife dancing barefoot in the kitchen, the mother staying up all night worrying, the widow who rebuilt her life with trembling hands. So if they choose to look past me, that's their loss. I'll still show up, lipstick on and head held high, and I'll remind myself, the soul doesn't wrinkle. I still laugh, loud. Let me tell you something, diary. My laugh lines are my favorite ones. I've earned every single one from belly laughs, silly grandchildren, and girlfriends who still call me girl when we talk. Some people treat aging like a tragedy. I treat it like a stand-up routine, because joy doesn't retire, I still laugh at my own jokes. I still flirt with the pastor when no one's looking. I still sing too loud in the kitchen. And when my body protests, I laugh harder. Because if you can't laugh at life, honey, it'll laugh at you. My wisdom is not outdated. People act like wisdom has an expiration date. Like the world changes so fast, we elders become irrelevant. But they forget. We've seen things. We've lived through hardship that makes these TikTok problems look like paper cuts. I've given birth without epidurals. I've balanced checkbooks with no calculator. I've loved and lost and learned. And now, when I speak, it's not from opinion, it's from experience. Not from guessing, but from decades of living. You don't outgrow wisdom, you grow into it. Aging taught me to let go of perfect. I used to chase perfection like it owed me something. Perfect hair, perfect pie crust, perfect children, perfect answers. I thought if everything looked just right, then maybe life would behave. But aging, oh honey, aging stripped the illusion clean. I've burned dinners, forgotten birthdays, lost my patience more times than I can count. And yet, here I am, loved, forgiven, whole. Now I wear mismatched socks and call it personality. I've got boxes of recipes that never turned out right. And sometimes I leave the dishes until morning, because peace is better than perfect. Aging taught me that real beauty lives in the imperfect, the slightly off, the cracked open, the still learning. And the older I get, the less I apologize for being real. I'm still becoming. Some folks think once you hit a certain age, you're finished, like a story whose last page has already been turned. But let me tell you something, diary. I'm still becoming. I just started a new book of poetry. I signed up for a free online class about African history. I even learned how to use that silly voice assistant my granddaughter set up. She calls it Alexa. I call it Bossy. And just last week, I cried reading a poem I hadn't read in decades. It felt new again, like I was new again. Who says the soul stops growing after 70? I may not run like I used to, but inside, I'm blooming. I'm still learning how to say no kindly, still practicing grace when I mess up, still falling in love with life, slowly, carefully, wildly. Aging doesn't mean stopping. It means deepening. And I am not done. I am still becoming. Dear Diary, they said growing old would be hard. They were right. But they didn't tell me how beautiful it could be too. My bones ache, my back stiffens, my face has changed. But my laughter, still loud. My love, still deep. My faith, unshaken. My spirit, unwrinkled. I am not fading, I am unfolding. And every day I wake up and say, I am still here. And that, my dear, is enough. If this touched your heart, even just a little, would you do me a small favor? Leave a comment below and tell me what part of growing older has changed you, and what part of you has never changed. I'd love to hear your story. And if you know someone who's struggling with aging, with being forgotten, or just feeling invisible, share this video with them. Let them know they're not alone. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss my next diary entry. I still have a lot to say. These wrinkles might be quiet, but this spirit, oh, she's still loud. Thank you for being here. You make this old soul feel seen. Until next time, with love, Grandma Esther.